Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our very first Facebook Live, where I actually have a theme, a discussion point, and I just wanted to let you know that today we're talking about business or hobby, but tomorrow we're going to dig into the discussion of self-confidence and why you may lack that and why it's important to have self-confidence for business success. That's tomorrow. There is a calendar invite listed in today's Facebook page, and I'm going to add calendar subject lines for each these sessions that we're going to do. And I'm going to try to do these around 10 a.m. Eastern time every day. And so it's really exciting. I'm going to try to download these and post them on our free section in our website, MaximumChange.com. If you're not a member of our website, I'd encourage you after this video to go over there and sign up for a free membership. Don't ask for any credit card or anything like that. It's totally free, and you have access to our free videos, free video training, so you can check this out later. And I do have resources that I'm uploading on a regular basis that you can download, like PDF files and things like that. So I wanted to talk to you about this idea of business or hobby. Now, I don't want you to feel offended if I say to you or ask you, is your business truly a business, or is it a hobby, or is it a fantasy? Now, what I mean by that is this. If you're not making any money running your business, it's not a business. You have to make money for your business to be a business. Now, you can start a business. In that context, starting a business means you've not yet made money, but you're working toward making the money. And so we want to understand that if you've been in business for 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, and you're not making any money, then you're probably not a business. You're probably a hobby or a fantasy, or you're just playing at it. Now, that also leads me to the question of, if you're not making money, how are you sustaining? How are you living? Now, you might say, well, my spouse works a full-time job, and so I'm allowed to do this. And my question is, why would you be in business if you're not making money? And furthermore, why would you be in business if you're not making lots of money? Now, I don't want you to misunderstand me that I'm all about wealth, but at the end of the day, my goal written down is lots of money. Why? Why is my goal written down in my journal about lots of money? Let me tell you why. First of all, money does not buy happiness. But what money does do is it buys the ability to fix problems. If you're in debt, money helps you pay off that debt. And trust me, one of the best investments you can make in your life, in my opinion, is pay your debt off. And so money helps you pay off your debt. Money helps you to help other people. So if you go to church like I do, you give money. You give tithes and offerings. Tithes are the 10% or the regular amount you give on a regular basis. Offerings or gifts and offerings are things above and beyond what you normally give. And so if you're, okay, so you're like, well, I'm not a Christian, or I don't go to church, I don't do those things, but I do read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. In his book, Think and Grow Rich, he talks about this concept of giving to receive. What are you going to give for what you're getting? Another way of putting it is, what are you giving away out of your abundance? And so whether you're a Christian or not, it doesn't matter. Whether you're a faith person or not, whether you're Muslim or Buddhist or Jewish or Christian or whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. Maybe you're atheist, agnostic, you don't care. The question is, if you're going to be given much, much is expected of you, regardless of your faith system. So business, if you're going to be in business, it's not about selling something. You could have the greatest thing in the world. It's not about selling this thing. It's about solving problems. And so you've got to find a way to make money. Maybe you're not solving a problem. Someone asked me today, well, what problem do you solve being a coach? I don't understand what this is that you're solving in being a coach. And I said, well, the problem that I solve is I'm a guide, okay? I help business owners, entrepreneurs, I help them find the pathway, the most effective, efficient, best pathway to their destination. I help entrepreneurs find their pathway to wealth and freedom. What does that contain, though? What is involved in that? And so it depends on what your need is. Maybe you have this great product and you've solved a problem, but you fall down in closing the sale. Maybe you fall down in persuading someone that they need this. Maybe they don't know you exist. Maybe they know you exist, but your advertisement, your copy is confusing. So what I do when I'm working with a client is I examine the business, I examine the person. And by the way, if you're a business owner, meaning you own the business, if you are an entrepreneur, your personal life is welded to your business and intertwined, woven together. Your life and your business are one. Why? Because you are the business owner. So that means a lot of the stuff that I do in my coaching and mentoring is revolving around sometimes personal stuff, personal life issues. Maybe you're having an issue with a spouse. Maybe you're having an issue with your business partner. So I deal with life issues as well. So it's not cut and dry for me to say exactly what I'm going to do for you because I don't know what your specific need is. But I don't have a hobby. I don't do this for free. Maybe I'm doing this video for free, but I don't do this for free. I have a paid service. You pay me, I provide the service. And the more attention you want from me, the more money you pay me, right? What problem do I solve? I solve the problem by my problem solving. What I do for you is I help you find clarity in direction and clarity of purpose, clarity of destination. I provide clarity. So if you're going to be a business, you have to have a revenue model. You have to have a sales funnel. You have to have a revenue model. You have to have a way of keeping those customers coming back. So I buy a pen. I love this pen. I use it all the time, and I have a spare one sitting over there in the pen and pencil cup that I've got on the side of my desk. But this pen runs out. It runs out of ink. That pen over there, the spare one, is going to run out of ink. Guess what I have to do? I have to go buy another one. The same goes with coaching. Maybe you've signed up for my Master Academy, which is $250 a month academy that you go through. But at some point, getting videos from me is not enough. And at some point, going to my weekly video conferencing that I do is not enough for you, and you need better attention. So maybe you need to go to my VIP mastermind, which is now $5,000 a month. And I'd have you talking to my sales team so we can get you into that program. Maybe you don't want to be in a group. Maybe you're a high-profile individual, or you're an executive or a leader or a business owner that has made quite a splash for themselves, and they need to have more private one-on-one session with me. Maybe you need to meet with me physically in a room quarterly. Then we start talking about our private client program. You have to have a business that makes money. If you're not making money, it's a hobby. So how do you make money? Well, there's all sorts of ways to make money. My very first business that I ever launched, and I've told this story before, was a soap company. I made bath soaps, bath salts, soaps, and lotions. And we took it from the standpoint of an all-natural product line. And so we started out with 0 customers. We had this idea. And what problem were we solving? Well, we decided that we would go look at bed and breakfasts. Because bed and breakfasts are usually small mom and pop locations. They don't have a lot of storage. They don't have a lot of budget. And what I found out was that these bed and breakfasts typically had to buy a whole box of soap from a name brand company. And we're talking thousands of bars of soap. Now, they may not use that that box up for a year or two, depending on how busy their bed and breakfast is. So the problem that I was solving was, what if I could get you a box of 100 soaps, a natural soap, at a very reasonable price, shipped to you, and your customers will love it. And so that's what we did. And we built our business starting with bed and breakfast. And then that went into a worldwide brand where we were shipping product all around the world. Our products appeared in gift shops, in specialty gift shops from Key West all the way to Maine. And we, of course, customized the fragrance for that location. So Key West, we had a lime scented soap. It was a natural essential oil, and it was the best selling product we've ever sold in that product line. Was a lime soap. That was our #1 selling product, and we called it Key Lime because of Key West. So we had a product, we had a solution to a problem, and we built customers. So how do you do that? How do you do that? You've got to go find these customers. What is the problem you're solving? For me, the problem I'm solving is there's some business owner out there that's frustrated. They don't know how to do something, or maybe they've never done it before, or maybe they're new to this and they need some advice. They need someone who has 25 years of business experience to step alongside them and say, okay, you need to do this, this, and this. That's the solution I provide. I provide advice for someone who is stuck, who doesn't know what to do next. Otherwise, I'm just a hobby. And trust me, my wife would not allow me to do this if it was a hobby. She'd tell me to quit. So, do you have a business or do you have a hobby? You might say, well, Dr. Foster, I've only been in business a week. Okay, well, we can't define whether you're a business or hobby yet. The question is, are you working toward finding customers? If you're not working toward finding customers, then you're still in a small business mentality, your small-minded mentality. You have to break loose that. You have to, everywhere you go is a customer. Now, obviously, you don't want to walk in a grocery store and say, hey, you want to buy my widget? No, but anyone you come in contact with is a customer, somehow, some way. I talk to people all the time, and here's how I know they're a customer, because they ask me a question. Well, how do you do this? I'm trying to start a business. What do I do? A guy comes up to me at church. He says, hey, I want to ask you a question. He's a customer. Now, that doesn't mean he can afford me he can't afford my rates maybe, but at least I could say to him, hey, if you can't afford my $250 a month rate, why don't you go and sign up for the free section and catch the videos? This video will be in that as well. I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and I'm going to have it in my vault, so you'll be able to have access to it. And it's here on the Facebook page. So the important thing is that if you're going to go into business, that you have to make money. If you're going to go into business, the whole reason for going to business is to create wealth. If you don't understand that, don't go into business. You're not a not-for-profit. In fact, I would argue that even not-for-profits are making profit. Otherwise, they can't sustain themselves. The only difference between a for-profit business and a not-for-profit business is a tax code. And that tax code defines how money comes into the organization. So I could donate, I could write a check and donate that money, and that is considered income into the not-for-profit. And that check could be helping to pay for dog food for a kennel, It could be to feed the homeless or to clothe children of poor families. I don't know. But it's still an income. If you're not for profit, the mentality that you have that you don't run like a business is stupid. I did say it. You have to acknowledge that an organization, whether it's called a for-profit or not for profit, is a business. You should run it like a business. The whole idea, if I could get myself in trouble here for a little bit, there's been a lot of talk in the last 8-10 years about putting down the 1% and degrading the 1%. The 1% doesn't pay their taxes, whatever. I mean, I can get into a quagmire of discussion on this. Here is the thing. If you own a business and you put down the wealthy, you will never be wealthy because you don't have the mentality of understanding what wealth is and what it's for. We have this imagination that wealth is about a Maserati in the driveway and an Armani, in the closet, or diamond encrusted rings or something. Wealth allows you to do some cool things and things that you probably wouldn't do or would never do on a $150,000 a year salary. But let me explain something to you. If you're wealthy, there's different levels of wealth. Okay, there's the person who has the money to buy a first class ticket on an airline. So maybe they're rich. They've got the money to pay first class, and that's great. But if you're wealthy, I'm talking hundreds of millions of dollars, you're probably going to fly a private jet. Why? Because a private jet leaves and returns and goes where you want it to go, when you need it to go, under your schedule. If you are buying a first class ticket, you still have to go on someone else's schedule where they're going. So if you decide, hey, I want to go to the Bahamas for lunch, jump in your private jet and go to the Bahamas or wherever. I'm probably a 2.5 hour flight from the Bahamas here in Southern Ohio. If I were living in Florida still, it's about an hour flight, less than an hour, 45-minute flight from the West Coast over to the Bahamas in a jet. Wealth is about not just doing things for other people, but it's also being able to buy efficiency for yourself. Your time is money when you become wealthy. And the whole idea of being a business owner is so that you can have more time and freedom. And you're thinking, well, I got this business and I don't have a lot of time because all I'm doing is working this business. You need a coach to help you find efficiencies and to find layers that you can create capacity. You need someone to help you illuminate more possibilities. That's what a coach does. The whole idea of starting a business is to make money. The whole idea of making money is so that you have freedom. The whole idea of freedom is so you could build a legacy. Don't ever think it was about selling the widget. Yes, you came up with a solution to a problem. You came up with it and you sell it for something. But when much is given, much is expected. So what are you going to do? If you have the mindset of, I don't want to make a lot of money, I just want to make enough to survive, someone is going to come along and eat your lunch, take you on, and destroy you because you have small-mindedness when it comes to owning a business. You can't survive that way. I want to encourage you. You have everything you need, and where you don't have it, you can learn it. You can get the information you need. All you need to do is go look for it. Do not be small-minded. The other day I was listening to my coach mentor talk on a video, and they said, I want to be $100 million business. And you know what came to mind immediately? It's like, that's not enough. I want to be a billionaire. I want to run $1 billion business. I don't even know how I'm going to do that. But the fact of the matter is that I've put in my mind that $1 billion business is the legacy I want to leave. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that involves. It's going to be things that haven't even come to me yet. This product and service, this coaching and mentoring and mastermind and stuff that I sell and I work with clients all around the world on is just one layer in the full legacy of my life and what I'll leave to my family and my relatives. One day. A hobby will never do that. So are you making money or are you making excuses? You can't look at, if you need to pay money to learn something, you cannot look at that as an expense. You know, I talk to clients all the time that say, the expense of coaching or coaching is expensive. I stop them and I say, you cannot look at this as an expense. Because if you look at it as an expense, it will never be a priority for you. Because paper is an expense. Pens are an expense. Buying this microphone is an expense. Paying for the electricity is an expense. Overhead. Salaries are an expense. Although I would argue people are not an expense, they're an asset. They are an investment. Buying information, coaching, mentoring, classes, seminars, webinars, whatever the case may be, those are investments in self and in people. If you're not feeding yourself, if you're not investing in yourself, then you are not going to succeed at the level you want, and you're nothing more than a hobby. Now, I know that I'm coming across kind of rough, but I'm not meaning to, because there's someone out there that needs to hear this. There's someone out there that's been struggling and struggling and struggling. They're banging their head against the wall, trying to make their business go somewhere. And all they need to do is have someone come in from another angle and look at it and say, oh, I see the problem. You can't see it because you're standing behind the tree. But I can see it because I'm not. Are you investing in yourself? Or are you complaining and having a big pity party and failing, and you are literally months away from closing the doors? Or maybe you've just started a business and your biggest fear is that you won't succeed. The reason why you won't succeed is because you don't know something. You don't know how to do something. You're not getting clarity. You're not getting coached. You're not getting mentored. You're not working with a consultant. You're missing some information. So I ask you today, do you have a business or do you have a hobby? It's very simple. All you need to do is go look at your checkbook. Maybe you don't even need to go look at your checkbook. Maybe you just know, I'm not making any money, so it must be a hobby. Don't be discouraged. There are opportunities to turn this around. You can change it. You can do better. You're saying, well, I don't have a lot of money, obviously, because I'm not making any money. Go over to my website at MaximumChange.com and check out the free section. And I'm growing it. I'm adding things like this every day. I'm going to be adding it. I'm going to be adding material to there to help you. You can send me questions through Facebook, facebook.com/TheSuccessCoachMC. If you're watching this video on YouTube, the link should be underneath the video on YouTube. And if you're already on my website, watching this video, then you know how to get to that material because you're watching it already. You have to change your mindset. If you want to be successful, you're going to have to change your mindset. And by the way, I just wanted to remind you, today's December 4th. We're running a end of year special. I've never offered this before. It's 50% off our coaching and mentoring for the Master Academy and the VIP Mastermind. And I'm going to put that link off to the side of this video. So you'll see it. It's under MaximumChange.com offer. I just posted that 50% off, and it's a special offer we're running. I'm probably never going to offer it again. It'll close on December 8th at midnight, December 8th, going into December 9th, it'll be over. So you get 50% off. So that means if you join my Master Academy, which is normally $250, you get that for $125 a month for every month that you're involved in it. If you want to do the VIP Mastermind, that is $5,000 a month. Right now, 50% off leaves $2,500 a month on the table, and that is a 12-month commitment. You're signing up for 12 months. So instead of spending $30,000 for the year, you're spending instead of spending $60,000 for the year, you're spending $30,000. So check those things out. Don't be a hobby. Do not go into 2019 running a hobby. Do not go into 2019 without being serious about your business. If you want to be serious about your business, fill your brain with information and go and do it. Put your foot to the pavement and run as fast as you can and work as hard as you can, because you want to build a business, not a hobby. I'm Dr. Foster, the success coach with MaximumChange.com. I'd love to help you. I'd love to work with you. You can follow all of my social media links. Just go to our website, MaximumChange.com. You can find all of our service offerings there on our website. And again, exclusive through December 8th. If you truly want to get in on this, go over to our special offer, never to be offered again. More than likely, I've never offered it before, probably will never offer it again. Go over there and check it out and get involved. Be serious about your business. You might say, well, I am being serious. How serious are you? Are you making the money you want to make? If you're making $1,000, you should be making tens of thousands of dollars. Let's work it out. Go over to my website. Send us a message through here. Send us a message through Facebook. We'd love to have your questions. Love to hear from you. Would love to help you. And I just want to encourage you. Make 2019 one heck of a year. Make it the most successful year you've ever had in your life. Have a good day.